of checks and balances here.
You're live.
What are we?
Ow.
So yeah, so here's nothing will change.
Just we're waiting.
Yeah, we're just waiting. This is what is known as, guys. Welcome to the show, the green room, as it is. This is the green room behind the scenes. What you're seeing here is the logo. The show has not started yet. I will not introduce you, nor shall you introduce yourselves. Or
you're live. I can see it.
Will be admonished. Yeah, you're on the Andy. This is the show you're on. Welcome to it. Almost. We haven't started yet. Don't get cocky and don't say your name.
You said my name.
I know. I can say your name, but if I don't say your last name, you're not on the show yet.
Oh, he's stolen my name.
I will admonish the shit out of you. It hasn't happened yet, and I do not want to start now. Like I said, this is the juicy fruit of shows. This is the Coca-Cola classic of shows. This isn't new Coke. People are coming here because they want classic FFOP nonsense.
Original recipe.
I mean, they're already getting it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. They're going to get it.
Oh, you're going to get it.
You better believe.
Not this time.
Also, guys, typically we wait until there's at least 5 people in the stream because, it's 7:30's rough. I'm sure people are still like eating dinner, taking craps, or putting children to sleep. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah. Hey, Crystal Pepsi.
I got crap on my child.
Hold on. I forgot to put my costume on. Krista Vamp.
Vamp.
7:30 classic pooping time.
Bam, 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 bam,
Kayla
bam,
says,
bam,
you mean
bam.
this isn't the Crystal Pepsi of FFOP?
Costume time. No, this is Pepsi Blue.
Pepsi Blue.
I forgot about Pepsi Blue.
It was basically carbonated Powerade.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
It was really weird. Not Pepsi at all.
That's interesting. I don't really drink soda. I don't like soda, but...
Then you'd hate this.
Yeah.
I used to drink flat orange soda.
Is it still soda if it's flat?
I still counts, maybe?
What would you call it? Just drink?
Beverage?
I mean, because
Orange drink?
is soda made by the carbonation?
I think so, though, isn't it?
Zaw and Dahl. Because it's,
What?
well, yeah, probably. Because it's soda pop.
So then the pop would be the carbonation.
What?
then.
No, the
Makes
soda is the bubbles. The pop's what happens
soda.
when it builds up. So we're still... bad news, guys. We've been downgraded to 3 from 4, so now we've got to wait even longer.
What if we never get 5? Do we just sit here for hours?
The show never ends.
Basically,
Oh, God.
we are still doing shows because we are waiting on the 5 people. Just the live stream in the corner of the room.
Try this, Andy. Look up the etymology of soda.
Yeah, this is
Maybe-
what people are coming here for. This is why we
Yeah.
dropped from 4 to 3, guys.
We haven't
It's one of our
started
best
yet.
segments, Andy Google stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a new feature on Until My Battery Dies. It'll be Andy Google's stuff.
Just anything.
Wow, this is a long one, huh?
Wow.
Welcome.
Soda has a long and storied history.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. As long
Here's
as
what I
there's
used-
been carbonation, there's been a soda behind it.
It's from the late 15th century.
Wow.
Here's what I don't
soda-
understand. How do they get the bubbles into the liquid? I need a scientist.
They boil it.
Do they?
Boil
No.
it?
Oh.
No,
I'm lying to you.
Of course he is lying. That is obviously. You think every soda has been boiled to add the bubbles?
I don't know. There's no
So-
bacteria in it.
At some point, soda's probably been boiled, right?
Something has
All
to be
liquid
boiled.
on Earth has been boiled at one point or another, Andy.
Oh my God, he's right.
Bold claims. Bold claims.
Here's a hot take on water. It's all been boiled and it's all been ice at least once.
That's probably
I'm
true.
taking a class through the Museum of Natural History here in Arizona, and believe you me, it's all been ice at least once, and it's all boiled at least once.
But water doesn't have to have been water before.
I'm saying as long as it's been on Earth.
Yeah, but you can make water from other things.
Right, but here's the thing, Adam. The Earth has been here
Like
for
rocks.
4 billion years. That is enough time for all of the available oxygen and hydrogen to amalgamate itself in every possible combination. Over 4
by that.
billion years, Adam.
Okay. I'm
That
just
means-
making sure you're taking it all into
David's
consideration.
just saying
Believe
that
me.
because he wants you to know that he's had a drink of dinosaur pee
Oh,
every time he sips that
Everybody
delicious
has.
water.
Trust
that's
me.
what I call this cream soda that I'm drinking.
The first sip of water or any liquid you have taken has passed through the urethra of a dinosaur. I guarantee it.
Awesome.
That's a men's room. That's not a men's room.
No.
That's a men's
That's a men's room.
Men's Warehouse promise, I guarantee it. Guys, we
You're
have
gonna
5
like
people.
the way you look.
We have 5 people, so be quiet. You're going to hear the theme song, and then it'll be the show, so shh.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
And welcome to the show. My name is Dave, and this is Until My Battery Dies. Guys, here it is. It's hashtag Flamingo Friday. You see Trung a light in the background. You see I got flamingos on. It is Flamingo Friday. Hashtag it. And of course, you know why we're here. It is a classic FFOP episode. It is Until My Battery Dies with the Boyz. Apparently, for some reason, it's 2020, and Andy's camera is still something he bought at Goodwill 15 years ago.
Oh, hold on. When did I buy we bought this camera the last time we were doing the show? 3 years before we stopped doing that show.
He traded a hobo for a bottle of Grey Goose.
That's a long ass. It's 2020, Andy. It's time
Hey, you know how fucking hard it is to get a webcam right now?
Not
no idea.
very. Like Amazon.
Super very.
Amazon is still like a thing.
Yeah, go on Amazon. It says, hey, you guys can have one in, I don't know, 4 weeks for $500.
This story it doesn't seem to be adding up, Andy. I'm gonna level with you. Usually I'll buy whatever you're selling, but this seems fishy. But let me introduce everybody. So whatever. Obviously you've seen it in the title, The Boyz, but let's be more specific. It's obviously Andy Bergevin, all the way from the Reno Sparks area.
Hi.
That's me.
We got Adam J. Hubbard Esquire, also in the same room via the same technology.
I'm one of the boys.
Ha.
Living it up. Chris is over there, obviously, running the soundboard as usual.
Duh.
The ones and twos.
Kayla says, I don't know if I'm impressed or disappointed that they didn't try and talk through the intro.
I thought about it.
Listen, don't get me wrong. At any point, these guys could start sabotaging shit, and I would not be surprised.
It's live. Anything could happen.
It is live. Andy could run off and take a piss. Even though it is live, I feel as though... Also, even though I'm saying it out loud now, we could hear the AC later.
Oh, I've already turned it off.
I'm saying it out loud now. We could hear Andy farting like a kitchen drawer full of silverware later. I'm telling you now, Andy likes to take magazines into the bathroom that have nothing to do with fish.
Not wrong.
Could be
Typically,
anything except fish.
typically not.
Except for my Creature from the Black Lagoon fanzine.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a long fold out that was.
Because of his fish dong.
Yeah, he's got a huge fish dong. Black Dongoon, maybe? That was the Triple X title of the 50s. So guys, here's what happens. Here's what happens on this show. Everybody who comes on must first answer the FFOP 5.
Oh, those who cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, it's much like a troll type situation, because
That's how I always imagine David.
if you fail this test, it's going to be a rough going over this bridge, guys. So that's all I'm going to say.
I'm gonna eat you.
Wait, I can't answer 5 questions, but my friend here, Adam, who's coming up, he can answer 7 questions if you just let me pass.
Listen, this is no Billy Goats bullshit. Also, you guys, I don't want either of you to sway each other's answers, because here's the thing. Never before has the FFOP 5 been a 3-way type situation, let alone 3 sausages.
It's a three
World
round.
first.
We've had 2 sausages plenty of times. So, guys, are you ready?
Always.
Okay. So, also, this is very important. I don't think I mentioned that, but it is. Trust me. So, number 1. Andy, you answer this one first. What is something that you are into that most people aren't? So something that you're into that you don't necessarily wear on your sleeve. Like, I know you're into video games, I know you're into anime and all that nerd shit, but is there anything deeper than that you could, like, corner someone at a party and just bore the shit out of them?
It's like
Maybe a wild card.
yes, a what? No, board games. Any board games. I could talk to people about board games and just recommend them for hours.
I also I get that. Like, but I swore you were gonna probably say like Warhammer figure painting.
Miniatures.
Oh, but that's David, my allowance this week. We were talking about our allowances earlier. Was spent on a $40 ATV for my army.
I miss the days when I could buy toys every week, guys. I do miss that.
You can. You just have to give them to your child.
Right.
Yeah.
Those aren't fun. Fisher Price does not make the things I give a shit about.
Fisher Price doesn't make Warhammer.
But I could also talk to you about. If we're talking 40K, I've read the books, and I could just tell you about the lore.
So is it? Let me ask you this. Now that we're cracking it wide open and sort of unpacking things, if something has a deep lore, is that more intriguing to nerds?
To me, it is. Like, if I'm into something and it has, like, books, I'm going to be into those books.
See, here's the
Yeah.
weird thing. I get that because I want to, for the things I love, I like to dig deeper on. So it surprises me that you guys can so easily switch between, like, getting super invested in something very niche, but also skating across things very easily across the surface. And I guess my point of that is, like, I'm jealous.
It depends on the franchise or what have you.
All right, so yeah, Warhammer 40K. I feel like that is definitely something. If I were at a cocktail party and I turn around and there's a guy holding up like a napkin covered in like pimentos because he ate all the olives out all around them, and there's like a Warhammer 40K
Weird.
enthusiast.
But David, they have so many varied artists that do the books. Like Dan Abnett also writes for Marvel, also writes his own stuff. I think it's Graham McNeil also writes Arkham stuff.
Oh, I can't deny that when you have money, you can't buy talent. It's just, don't get me wrong. I get why people like niche stuff, but that is a niche I'm not super into. Like Space Marines are two words that I would never put together in an effort to like whet my appetite.
I mean, they still kind of call them Space Marines, but at the same time, they had to find something that they could copyright because the word Space Marine is too generic.
So
They're called Adeptus Astartes now.
Oh boy.
Wow, that doesn't sound jack-offy at all. That's cool.
Oh god, I said the word Adeptus Astartes and we lost a viewer.
Way to go,
They're
Andy.
start all over now.
All right, let's move on then. Adam, now that same question at you. What is something you're into that maybe not necessarily others would know about, or whatever, something you just know a lot about that isn't maybe exciting?
Something that I could bore people with at parties.
Yes.
Probably.
No, like, because everybody has a different answer, and they can be as mild as like, whatever, Babylon 5, but they can be as exotic. Here's the example. The first answer probably ever to this question is the best one, because Randy's answer was teeth. He's super into teeth.
Oral
Weird.
hygiene.
Oral hygiene, I should say.
Okay, oral hygiene is a little different than just being
Yeah,
But
interested
it's,
in
oral
teeth.
hygiene.
it's tooth care. It's human tooth care.
That sounds like a super constructive hobby to have, though.
Right, but
That is really smart.
it's something that you wouldn't necessarily like. That's something you could pull out at a party and be like, I know 387 ways to floss. So I always like to give Randy credit. Oh, by the way, if Randy,
Only 3 of them are right.
yeah. By the way, Randy, if you've got this playing during your wedding, turn it up, bitch. Like, we don't have any music playing,
And
but I'll talk louder.
congratulations.
Oh,
Mazel tov.
congratulations! He's getting married like right now.
It's a
probably.
marriage.
Yeah.
Or he already did.
The
I forget. What
reception
day
is
it?
probably happening
What?
now.
Yeah, whatever. Happy birthday, Randy. Happy wedding birthday.
Happy wedding birthday. I think that's called an anniversary.
Wedding.
Adam.
Probably parasites and diseases.
Yep, that's Adam.
Yeah, okay. That now see here's the thing. Since I know you guys, I was on the fence about administering this test because also I was going to administer it to Krista, but I feel like I could answer these for you and I would
I mean, I could have pulled something more obscure
Well,
out.
no, but I think since this is a new show, it's a new era, it's a new incarnation, we're on a different platform.
That's
this is
fair.
the stuff that maybe people need to know cuz I
all 3 of them.
yeah, because if the new people show up and they're like, what's this Adam character about? They may not necessarily know that you're a germaphobe and super afraid of parasites.
Yes.
So now
Thanks
they
for putting it so succinctly.
now they do. Because if you're, I feel like I can connect with someone better if I know that they're constantly on a swivel looking for hookworm.
If I know what their weakness is.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah, they're
Adam,
weird.
this is a different bit, but speaking of your fear of parasites, there was a horrible Reddit post the other day about a lady who had just adopted a dog, and it was like shitting clumps of worms.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see in a dog.
I was worried that it was going to be like she adopted a dog and it turned out to be like an opossum or something.
Oh Jesus.
Oh no, that's a giant isopod.
Oh, you did have an exoskeleton. I was going to ask the vet about that next time.
What's up, Joe?
Joe is in the house.
What up, Joe? So nice. Okay, so yeah, I totally got that. So Adam, you're gonna answer this one first, and this one might be something I cannot nail down because both of you. I can probably nail Andy down.
Don't you nail me?
This is something
David
that,
says he could nail you, Andy.
I think so.
A
So,
few drinks, some flowers.
so Adam, give me a band you could listen to exclusively for the rest of your life.
Oh, jeez.
Now, here's my recommendation. I always say pick someone with a big catalog or someone still active. Because
That's a good point.
if you're locked in, you want to have a lot to go over and or someone who will keep producing.
But I don't know if they probably won't be producing forever.
Well, no, not forever. That's the fucking delicate situation you are precariously situated in. God
You put
damn
me in
it.
this situation.
God, I have to look at my band quick.
I mean,
Let's hear it. Come
maybe
on.
this isn't the most exciting answer, but I mean, I've been listening to Pain since probably you or Sean told me about him.
Oh, totally. Yeah. They're still on my
I'm
playlist.
kind of already doing that.
All right, I get that. Yeah. So for those of you not in the know, Pain has just like a generic enough name that you would not know shit about it.
They put out a new album.
You are
A new band,
bullshitting
actually.
me. A new band.
Yeah.
Was it called Salvo?
Who was telling us about that?
John told us about it.
Okay.
Because literally on the shelf behind me, oh no, it's not there anymore. But I used to before the Camarasaur skull was up there. I have a, I have an autographed shot of the band.
Yeah, they have a new project going now.
I think it's called Salvo.
Okay. All right, well,
Yeah,
look into
it's called
that.
Salvo.
All right.
Does that count? Can I listen to their new reincarnation?
So if you can name me the artists that are involved in both projects, because that's another loophole. If you say I want to listen to everything that Cher ever did, that's everything Sonny and Cher. That's her solo stuff. That's if she guest starred on a project. So, you got you have flexibility here.
Tommy Bowen,
Okay,
Adam Guthrie, Will Hudson,
Adam. Oh yeah, Adam Guthrie. Yeah. Okay, all the guys in Pain. I get you. Yeah.
Dan
All right.
Lord.
Yeah, I this before, or when the show was the first time around. I don't know how to put that correctly. I'm drinking. But the first time we had the show, I was talking to Adam Guthrie and trying to get him on the show. I could never get it their schedules to work, so I just eventually gave up. But might happen again. We are back, and we've had tons of musicians on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And David's been drinking.
And I've been drinking. That's why I'm wearing these cool guy shades.
He's on his first one.
Well, but to be fair, this is an 11-ounce mug, so I had to drink an ounce out of the can, and this is already half gone.
Adam did just have his white wine spritzer.
Yeah, my wine-based spritzer is all empty.
I'm gonna have to get another glass and the bottle over here in a second. So
I have tequila.
I get not planning ahead for recorded material, but when you knew this was going to be live and you set the refreshments, not only are you going to pour them, I'm sure, and there's going to be a lot of clinking, which our audience is definitely more attuned to than any other audience in the world.
Yeah, we should have had the table full of full wine glasses.
yeah, just
just
play them in the fine crystal.
If I were to put up a cast list, right under Krista's name would be the clinking of ice in a parenthetical.
Hey, I'm drinking it
Thanks for the
away from the
co-host.
microphone.
No, I'm saying over
He
the
means
history,
name.
not necessarily. I'm saying if you were to add up all the episodes and put them in a supercomputer and be like, hey, how many times did you hear? Let's load two variables. Let's say ice clinking in a glass or my brother snoring, and it would be like double-digit percentage-wise, that's for sure. So, Andy, it's
Yeah.
your turn. Give me a band you can listen to exclusively for the rest of your natural-born killer life.
See, I immediately went to a band that no longer produces and has not produced since 2013.
Pain again? No.
No, it's they're called Firewater.
Okay. Racist, but okay.
They're kind of like an American rock folk band thing that, look, it's here's one of the guys that, like, they did a bunch of albums where it was kind of rockish and kind of stuff,
Okay.
and then the guy got pissed off when George Bush was elected.
Okay. Did they pull a
Disappeared
Dixie
for-
Chicks? Oh.
Disappeared for a few years and then came back with all, like, a bunch of Indian influences, and their album The Golden Hour is just fucking sweet.
Imagine how that guy feels. Like, imagine feeling the ointment of Bush now in hindsight with the sting of
Yeah,
Trump.
right.
Yeah.
It's a cooling salve.
But I got to see them live, and the first time I ever heard any of their music, one of my friends dragged me down to San Francisco to watch them live.
For the bars. Oh, for the music.
Like, we saw them live, and it was just fucking awesome. And then we had to drive home at 1 a.m.
Firewater.
Was that awesome?
No.
That was awesome. I love driving home anytime after 12:30. All right, Firewater. Here's the thing, man. Music is a rough thing to recommend because everybody's tastes now can be so crazy hyper specific that it could fall right into a niche to you, like your tongue into the socket of where a tooth used to be if you love Mountain Dew. But the chances of you finding someone who overlaps with you so perfectly, like, it no longer are the days of, like, you're gonna run into a Metallica fan. Like, obviously,
I know we all love ska here, though.
Yeah.
right? But I'm saying, like, by and large, when we were younger, you could say, "Who do you like?" And he's like, "Oh, well, the New Radicals or whatever crappy band." But now everything is so niche and so indie and so, like, you could be into, and people make it a point to be into things that no one else is into,
Yeah.
and you can do
I
it
don't know why.
accidentally. Because why would you not want to connect with another person on a thing you enjoy? Because you're a dick?
Yeah, well, and that's the exact thing, is somebody who's
Dexter?
like, oh, I don't listen to popular music, is trying to make you feel low about the shit that you're listening to have fun. Like, you dance around the house, you're like, fuck yeah, I love the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, that's why I will always, when I bash things, I will say it sucked to me because blah 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 blah. If you're one, like, here's the thing, I love Andrew WK, so there's probably some erudite fart sniffer out there who would look down on me and be like, we don't like to party hard up here on Capitol Hill or wherever they live. But that's the thing,
Smoking
like,
a cigar.
I'm not gonna take their view of Andrew WK or whatever the case may be and be like, how dare you? I am personally offended that you don't like to get wet, bro. We will always party hard. We will always party hard.
I know I've told the story, but I nearly got pulled over
Yep.
I do remember
listening
that,
to
yeah.
Andrew WK in a car.
Yep.
The music takes a hold. You feel the rhythm. You feel the rhyme.
We were all doing the monkey, including me, the driver. We were all doing the sprinkler, including me, Elvis Presley. We were all doing each other in a gigantic fuck pile, including me, the fat vampire from Blade.
Interesting, if true. All right, so okay, now Andy, this one, I don't want to help you on, but I'm going to tell you this is probably one of the most important questions on the test.
No hints.
It's true.
There's a right answer. Don't be fooled. So here we go. You've got 4 limbs, and you have to lose one right now. Which one is it?
Right leg.
Adam?
Left leg.
That is the correct answer. Adam, that is 100% the correct answer. Andy, you get 75% credit, so I'm not going to give you a
My left
verbal
leg is my
tongue lashing.
dominant leg. That's the one I kick with.
I know, but here's the thing. Left-handed people, let's be real, are probably demonic. So,
I'm not
knocking off-
left-handed. I'm left-legged.
What do you mean you're left-legged? That's even worse. That's like what's less than the devil?
One of the minor devils.
Yeah, like if people who write with their left hands are satanic, then people who have a dominant left leg are like Borginalia. Like who would you like to?
They're agnostic.
I actually have an explanation for this. Is because my left eye is better, and I played soccer, So I would always zoom in on things with my left eye, so I kicked things with my left foot.
He's got
Well,
zoom on.
Yeah,
his-
he did have that zoom function.
Yeah, Andy, the bionic middle schooler.
I am a bionic man.
Here's the problem, though. Like, I get being being a cyborg, but those early adopters, man. Here's the thing. I bought a Nikon Z6 Generation 1 card slot. Now, here we are a year later, and they're releasing the Pro version with 2 card slots, and I feel like you do. I'm the asshole with the, like, instead of having, like, a nice futuristic robot eye where you have, like, the 40 DPI webcam in your fucking head.
Zooms a little.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So grainy. So grainy. Okay, so yes.
But if we're losing limbs, though, if I'm gonna be honest, if I have to lose one, I'd lose both legs because I want those really cool like blade spring legs.
Yeah.
running legs.
But here's the
Yeah.
problem: you're losing it at the hip, so you cannot have
God.
the spring legs.
I think I still could somehow.
Well,
Yeah.
you have no nubs. Like I'm telling you,
He's-
you're
he's-
losing everything. There's nothing that moves anymore. Like you're being
could figure something out.
disarticulated at the hip. No, fuck you. This is my question. I'm telling you, you don't get those spring legs. You're losing one leg.
Tell you what,
and
I'll get the
that's it.
spring legs, but we'll have to figure out some sort of contraption where I'm going to hook up leather straps to where the knees would be, and then I just pull on the leather straps with my working hand.
Yeah, so he does.
No, what's going to end up happening is
I'm
Andy's
marionette
going
my
to
own
pull you
legs.
everywhere in a red radio flyer because you're like, I've got this covered. I'm going to take the other leg off too. And there you are with fucking 2 3-foot long, what are those called? Shoehorns? Yeah, you're going to have fucking shoehorns for legs.
That's fine.
You'll
Then he
look
can
at
take
it.
off other people's shoes as a service, David.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. Get
Mr. President, can I take off your shoes?
I could sprint through a room and take off all the shoes.
Get one of those, get one of
Steal
those
them.
nice titanium Olympic legs, but at the bottom, shoehorn. Then when you flat
uh,
tire people, you will literally be taking the tire off the rim. Like you can
Speaking
kick
of-
people's shoes off of their feet for them.
Yeah, it's not a flat tire; it's a full tire chain.
Speaking
yeah.
of taking people's shoes, David,
Uh-huh.
I'd like
You
an
took someone's
add-on to
shoe?
Highway Hat's sidewalk shoes.
So shoes are a tricky situation.
David's apparently thought about this.
Yes, because here's what you got. Shoes are in constant contact with the ground, number one, and under constant wear and tear, number two. They are constant. There's a focal point of stress, if you will. A hat, your head is a pretty solid structure, so there is going to be no wear and tear
There's
as far as that
sweat.
goes. Yeah, but that's the thing. My hat autoclave will fix all. If shoes are a dead end. Sorry, Andy.
But
Yeah, and usually you only
shoes?
find one too. So
no,
that-
no,
that's the
I have a
problem.
solution to all of these problems.
What?
Not coming in contact with the ground and only finding one shoe. Telephone pole shoes.
Yep, you gotta get them telephone shoes.
But then where will people know where to deal drugs?
True.
Is that what they do in Arizona?
Then they have to come to our store.
Is that,
everywhere.
is that what the shoe tree is for?
You
No,
tie
yeah,
up shoes
no,
and you
the-
throw it over the telephone
So-
pole.
The
Dave,
shoe
Dave,
tree
take-
is a different significance.
No, if you take the highway north from here, there's actually a tree
I know what you're
That is
referring to. Yeah.
full of shoes.
Yeah, but and it's not just here. If you see shoes up on the wires in a
lines.
sketchy neighborhood,
Yeah.
that means if you see someone under there, there's a good chance they'll either give you, something for $20, whether it be a substance or an action.
Crack or crack?
Here's a new pair of shoes for $20.
Yeah, they're up
Here's
there.
a highway hat.
Highway
Here's
hat.
your highway hat.
Listen, I know I keep harping about this, but I've never been more sure about a joke idea becoming a reality. Highway hats could be a real goddamn thing. And let's be real. I think the wallet moth is good, but it would need the backing of a highway hats. It would need the stability of a highway hats.
Yeah,
Now,
the wallet moth would be something you sell at the register.
Yeah,
at the
it's
highway.
something that's on the
Yeah.
counter if you walk up.
on a scale of believability, like where you've got the massage chair that jacks you off at the end is like on the most unbelievable, let's say. The highway hats is pretty believable, and the other one I mentioned that I cannot
The wallet
remember,
moth.
the wallet moth, that's another good one.
Bathroom cougar.
Bathroom cougar is a little further, but I think the tipping point. I don't know what it is, but I know that definitely people are gonna, turn their noses up at a chair that jerks you off. Because,
I found it.
Hi, I'm the bathroom cougar. Any
40 minutes
20-somethings
later.
in here that have been drinking too much?
look under Wayne June's folder in there, and maybe we'll take a commercial break to hear the Bathroom
what the
Kruger spot
What?
if you see it. So who answered that last one first?
I believe I did.
Okay, so Adam, this is yours.
What was the question again?
What leg are you
The
going
leg,
to
the
lose?
leg. Yeah, I know. We're moving on.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So, question 4. Let's say that you, for a long weekend, get to put your consciousness into the body of an animal. It can be extinct. Excuse me. It can be extinct. Just nothing mythical. What are you choosing? You got 3 days to chill out. It's like Labor Day weekend. They're gonna fingle your doppel into an animal.
Stupid anteater.
A stupid, repulsive anteater. What are you choosing, Adam?
Molio baboon named Daisy.
I'm gonna choose an octopus.
Bollocks. An octopus. So, okay. Here's what I always like to offer after the fact. Are you going to be octopus in the wild or octopus in an aquarium?
I don't know. That's
Because one is guaranteed safety but boredom, and the
that's
other
true.
is excitement but possible lunch.
Be one of the big octopuses, though.
Even if
feel
you're
like
a giant octopus, like they get.
I feel
they
like
have
I'd do
predators.
wild because octopus is generally pretty safe.
I think you're
Like,
probably
They can
right.
hide and stuff.
So let me ask you
Yeah.
this: are you going? You got 3 days. Are you going to test out that beak? Are you going to hunt the lesser among you?
Hell yeah, I love sushi.
Hell
That's what I'm
yeah.
talking about. All right, so we're going great, like the giant octopus. Rather, we're gonna go like the 8-foot span.
I was debating that. It's either gonna be the big one or it's gonna be a mimic octopus.
Okay. See, now some people would want to go big, like giant squid or colossal squid or whatever. Or you could also go like blue-ringed octopus, where you're
Right.
tiny but no one's fucking with you.
Well, but people still do, and like
But then you
anytime
can
I
kill
see
them.
one, it's like
Yeah, you get to
check
kill
out
those
this
people.
TikTok of this guy holding this blue-ringed octopus, going, "Look at the little fellow," and all the
Hasn't-
Australians' buttholes
yeah.
are clenching.
Hasn't anyone seen Octopussy? So okay, so octopus, I like that answer. I don't think we've had a cephalopod yet, so the first cephalopod goes to Adam.
Nice.
Andy, what animal are you test driving for 3 days?
Apex predator, great white shark.
Nice.
Okay, so we got another aquatic. So you're definitely like, are we gonna like launch some seals up out of that bitch?
No, we're gonna fuck up Amity Beach.
Oh, so
We're going full Jaws.
Okay.
So you're gonna give sharks a bad name for 3 days.
right.
Hey,
That's fine.
that's totally fine. You've got the body. You can do whatever you want for 3 days. The only caveat is if you get yourself in a situation where you are a subject of predation and or make yourself a pest of a beach and 3 men in their late 40s go out and murder you, you get to spend the rest of that long weekend in one of those like clinical white holodeck rooms.
It took them 3 weeks to catch Jaws, and those are all very old actors now.
I know, and what I'm saying, but that was the thing. That was a different time. Now we've got like, how many people
Am
do
I
you
tagged?
think? Well, no, you're not tagged. You'd obviously be wild. I would give you that luxury. But keep in mind, technology has come a long way. Whereas before, they were like, I don't know, it's the 70s. Now they'd be like, we've got
Anything could
radar, and this guy has a stick of dynamite. So just be careful, is what I'm saying.
Why didn't they have dynamite in that movie?
They're stupid. I would have also gone, you want to go scary and water. Why not Megalodon? Carcharodon Megalodon.
Yeah, you said you could be extinct.
But Megalodon's too big. Nobody goes out far enough for a Megalodon to eat unless they're like a crab boat.
You should have picked sperm whale so you could tell us what's at the bottom of the ocean.
Plus, you are what you eat.
So now you're a squid, I guess.
Squid sperm.
All right, so great white though. Nice contemporary.
Carcharodon
animal.
carcarius.
But that's the thing.
Respectable answer.
For only a 3-day period, your average Megalodon could go weeks without eating. So you could just be a terror of the ocean, fuck up some whales.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
That'd be great. No, I don't want to fuck up whales. I want to fuck up people at Martha's Vineyard.
That's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. I would also get Adam to somehow, since you guys are going to be in the ocean together, I would get him to sneak up onto the land to get one of those 80s style boom boxes and have him duct tape it to your head. So as you are chomping through all of these elite assholes, they can
Playing
die.
MC Hammer.
No, they can die to the Ballad of Eat the Rich by Aerosmith.
Nice.
Maybe a little too on the nose, but I think they'll appreciate it.
Got their Trump 2020 umbrellas, and I'm just watching from the ocean like. Ugh.
Yeah. Here's what I would do if because I would have the intellect of a human. I would find some way to move that dorsal fin to like the bottom, or just lose it altogether. Like I would scratch it off on a rock or whatever. Because then
Whole dorsal fin?
Yeah,
I
I
think they
mean
need those.
something. You'd have to do something. Maybe I'd sell it to like one of those guys.
I'd
like,
sell it
hey,
to the Japanese.
Make soup out of it. I got to go terrorizing people
You
because
can't talk though. You're a shark.
well, it would obviously be through sign language.
Uh-huh.
You'd arrange dead fish.
Yeah, I mean, I would have the intellect of a human, so I would find a way to communicate. Moral of the story is, get rid of that fin. You get rid of the advanced warning. You have got so many more victims for each attack.
I mean, why not just come from below instead of having the fin up? At
You
the-
could just swim upside down.
I always come from below, Andy. So let's move
Gross.
on. Who is our final recipient up
Andy's
first?
next.
Andy? Okay. This is important, Andy. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Steven Seagal?
0.
Adam?
I'll say a 4.
I almost spit out my drink.
So here's the problem, Adam. What we're looking for here is polarity. We were looking for a 1 or a 10. Andy did extra credit. He did a 0. I like that.
That isn't even on the scale, Andy.
You're going to skate
I refuse
because
to answer the question.
from a 1 to 3 is acceptable, and from a 7 to 10 is acceptable. 4 is riding the line, but since we've got so much history, I'll overlook it this once.
I'm sorry, but Steven Seagal never affects my daily life.
Right. So
And he was all right in Machete.
why 4 and not like a 2?
I mean, honestly, I should probably go 5 because I could go either way on it because I don't even think about him daily.
Take that back.
Do not dig a deeper hole for yourself. I already gave you a pass, and here you are spitting in my face.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
Don't hypotheticalize, my friend. You are on such thin ice. Such thin
Good thing
ice
there's
right
no
now.
more questions.
You are lucky that is all of the FFOP 5. So I guess that was the 10 because we got. We'll call it 7.5.
Used up all my goodwill just like that.
Every last bit of it. Do not fuck with me.
That's harsh.
It was a shallow pool.
I gotta take off these sunglasses because they smash the shit out of my head.
It's weird watching David on the video, but hearing him in my head, it's like he's being dubbed.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Chinese action flick.
It looks like you're one of them Sandy Frank Gamera films.
Sandy Frank.
Yeah, Sandy Frank bought all the rights to Gamera and pretty much redid all the movies except that there's some shit he couldn't cut out, so he's just like, I don't know, make some shit up.
Oh, well, here's what I would like to see: more of like old shit like that falling in the public domain, and other people like ruining it for everybody.
Why?
Well, maybe not ruining it, but like everybody. So like, let's say. I only say ruining it because the thing I love is always ruined. So like Lovecraft is in the public domain, and he was explicit from the jump to be like, hey man, anyone can live in this universe. Come and visit Miskatonic University, whatever. Which,
You're all white, right?
yeah, whites only because it's 1921. But
Also, you haven't had a sip of beer.
teetotaler, everybody. So, but that's the thing. Like I've lost the thread. All I can think about now is Lovecraft sitting on his porch drinking an ice cold Coors Light, Coors Genuine Draft,
And smiling at people that walk by unless they're not white.
Oops.
You want to know the name of my cat?
let's be real. Like I get that everybody wants to point out, yeah, he's a racist. But it's not like he was a racist living in a world of Starbucks baristas. It was the 20s. Everybody was a racist. Everybody hated the Irish and the Italians, and everybody hated everybody.
Not everybody put it on paper, though. So.
Not everybody was an author, Andy.
Right. That's the thing. Like, but, the newspapers were carrying things that I like. If you saw them today, you would think that someone had a stroke at the press.
Why not just be Hemingway and continually marry 17-year-old girls and then drink yourself to death? No, shoot yourself to death.
That's a
But
dream.
drinking.
Drank yourself to shoot.
Kind of.
All the good authors end up either killing themselves or exiled somewhere.
You're right. Where's Stephen King? Has anybody checked on him?
Oh god.
I would not consider him a good author
I
because
think
he's
a
only
book
been
of
writing
his
one
just
story.
came out. We went to Barnes and Noble the
Yeah.
other day.
I
Yeah, it was
can't.
a short story collection.
Let me guess though. All the short stories take place in New England around a small town.
I don't know. I didn't get it. The last Stephen
Whatever.
King book I read was Bag of Bones, and there's a huge, weird rape scene in it.
You're kidding. Stephen King's a sex pervert? What?
Oh my god.
Breaking news.
Somebody get me the internet. I've got an article to write. Anyway, yeah, I would not say. But let's say, for example, like Poe, died miserably. Ambrose Bierce
Trying to marry his
disappeared.
cousin.
Yeah, well, he did marry his cousin. But Ambrose Bierce disappeared while looking for the city of gold in Mexico.
It was called Techno Titland. And I believe the conquistadors already took it.
So why Techno Titland?
It's called like,
Tenochtitlan.
yeah, Techno Quackaculin.
Forgive me because everyone always trolls me, but I feel like I'm being trolled.
Aztec City.
It's our favorite segment again.
Yep, Andy Googles. Ba-da-ba-dee-ga, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da,
Tenochtitlan.
Google. Say what?
Here's the pronunciation.
Okay, so go ahead and pronounce it.
Tenochtitlan. It's called Techno Titland. Here you go, David.
Why? Number one, why are you telling me this?
I don't even know why we're talking about this.
Exactly. We've gone so far off the rails. So Andy, let's dive into it a little bit. I feel
Are we doing a commercial? Because I was ready for a commercial sound.
the commercial sound. What do you mean?
The drop.
Okay.
Play it.
So yeah, stand by. We'll be right back after this commercial sound.
This episode of FFOP Radio is brought to you by the Bathroom Cougar. Does this happen to you?
Someone's in here. Someone's in here.
With the Bathroom Cougar, scare off any would-be embarrassment before it has a chance to happen.
Oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
The Bathroom Cougar, available at Best Buy and all fine retailers.
Best Buy.
Hey, welcome back after that break. Thank you for your word from our sponsors. Yeah, Best Buy would definitely sell the Bathroom Cougar, Andy.
It's more like a Spencer's Gifts kind of thing.
No, how dare you? This is not cheap garbage. This is not a $5 keychain. This is a $20
With a wiener
keyring.
on it.
With a wiener
How,
on it.
how do you envision this device?
Well, I here's what we could do. If you wanted to cater to your Spencer's audience, what I would do for that one is have a small, maybe the size and a half of like a silver dollar. So 1.5 times that. In the shape of a cougar head, and each of the eyes is one different yell, and the mouth is a speaker. However, for your richer, your Eddie Bauer types, your sharper images, we have a nice like milled plastic and maybe brushed aluminum, leather.
It's gotta be metal.
I want people, when you look at the Bathroom Cougar and you buy the rich version, I want you to think that it's like a key fob for a luxury car.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when you see it, it'll look like, an Audi key or whatever. Obviously no keys.
Yeah,
These are all keyless.
Hit the button and a metal cougar flips out. It doesn't do anything.
Well, no, what'll happen is like the sound quality obviously better, like the technology, whereas like your Spencer's one will obviously sound like one of those fart guns you get at Toys R Us. The luxury edition of the Bathroom Cougar will
Like
be
how
like,
all of David's retailers are out of business.
Yeah.
well, how about this? Bose still exists. I'm gonna get Bose to engineer this like the tiny speaker so it'll sound like a real cougar
So
is jumping out of an ass. Say what?
Does anybody have a Sam Goody nearby?
Yeah, I'll sell it at Sam Goodies, Suncoast, And
Radio Shack.
Radio Shacks exclusively.
Hey, there's still a Radio Shack in Payson. Joe says, as
What?
someone who works at Best Buy, that is 100% the kind of dumb shit we would sell. We sell
Dumb?
duffel bags to carry firewood, for fuck's sake.
Joe!
Wait, why does Best Buy sell duffel bags for firewood? That's not digital at all.
You know, they're looking to expand. If you see an imminent collapse in society, you're going to want to start, like, get a jump. Be like, hey, this axe will chop through wood when the internet collapses.
Mm-hmm.
You start buying, matches at Best Buy. Like do-it-yourself firewood kits where it's just like a box full of logs and a match.
If you see my e-match, that's a lighter.
Hey,
It's
we
the
have a
future.
pretty cool, we have some lighters that don't use flames.
Yeah, they use art. They're like tiny tasers for your cigarettes.
Yeah, we had somebody over at the house right before I came over, and she was like showing us her collection of lighters. But one of them was an arc lighter.
Yeah, it's interesting because I always like to keep a lighter. Like I've never had a use for a lighter.
Really cool.
Yeah,
And
and
she smoked up a blunt, like
Yeah.
Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
And she flew across the room.
Yep, just like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. It was almost like Big Trouble in Little China too.
A little bit like
Almost.
that.
Yeah, a little bit, but not quite. No one exploded at the end.
And he said, "Finish it, the blunt, I mean."
By yourself. I'm Snoop Dogg. Diggity diggity.
Holy shit. So guys, what's happening on up Reno way? I'm woefully behind at posting shows because I've got a backup, and I keep thinking they're going to come out sooner than they are. But here we are. I've still got shit in the can.
The shit can.
Yeah. So obviously, Andy, you've done one day of teaching.
Just the one. Well, half a day.
One half day of teaching.
4 hours.
So
Not even that.
Oh, Jesus.
not even that? No, because yeah,
Worse as you describe it.
I
school
said
is
to
6.
myself, let's jump into an easy class. 3 hours of first graders.
Uh-huh.
What is this? How school is run these days? Is 3-hour classes?
No, I took a half day. Well, they call it a half day. I'm getting paid for a half day. Because the teacher had to go to an appointment,
Oh,
essentially.
okay. I see.
Well, so what do you just like float in and be like, hey man, I'm here for what? Like if
So the way it works is I look at a digital thing and it says, hey, here's the 300 substitutes we need for today.
No, I don't care about the minutia of how to get the gig. I'm talking about when you showed up.
Oh, I said, hi, I'm here. And here's the thing. So I said, hi, I'm here to substitute for blank. They didn't check my ID. They handed me a key and led me to the classroom.
Oh.
They did check my temperature.
Well, yeah, because murderers
Rectally, or-
wouldn't have a temp.
Thank you, Krista. Asking the important question.
Yes. Oh, it's the most accurate, they said. And they said, is this?
Are you sure? Is he pulling down his pants?
That's what they do with kids these days.
They have to, but that's the thing. You have to use a new thermometer each time, which can get costly.
It's just a sleeve.
A butt sleeve?
So
It's tough going through all this glass and mercury.
Oh my god! Another order of butt sleeves. We have too many visitors.
So I walk into the classroom and the teacher's like, who the hell are you? I'm like, I'm your sub. She's like, oh, good. I've left you a lesson plan. The lesson plan was practically useless.
So wait, the teachers was there?
Well, I arrived early so I could, because it was my first day and I kind of wanted to not be torn apart by first graders.
So you do like, but that I thought like the teacher would be sick,
Right.
But you're telling us you walked in, the teacher's like,
He said
hey,
that she
man.
had an appointment.
She had an appointment.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Okay, so I thought maybe like she just showed up and like, oh, thank God you're here. I got to take a 15-minute smoke a J, blow a butt in the parking lot, and I'll be back.
I gotta use the bathroom.
She left me a lesson plan. She's like, here you go. I didn't write it out too much because I thought another teacher here would be taking over. I'm like,
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
So it's making nebulous references like they're going to be using the yellow book. And I'll tell you what, when you tell the kids, hey, do you have a yellow book? They all go, no.
Why
And
would
you
they
go,
lie
okay,
to
so
you?
do you have a yellow writing book? And one kid goes, yes, we do, Mr. B.
Is he a Cockney news or like a newspaper or chimney sweep?
He was. He stood in the corner, like, jigging.
Aye, Mr. B. Step in time. Does
And,
the
like,
story continue?
There was a lot of stuff that was not like she was like, and they all know about this stuff, and if you ask them, they'll know. No, they didn't.
Did anybody crap themselves? Yeah. Here's the thing. Working with adults, I can't trust them to
Right.
know things. I would never trust a first grader to know anything.
But the one thing she said is she's like, all these kids are wonderful except Torin.
There's always one.
And I said, Torin? She's like, Torin sits right here, closest to my desk. Torin doesn't have to learn. Torin has to sit.
Torn has to stay in line.
Tell you what Torin didn't do for me.
Then said,
No. The second the teacher left, Torin obsessively grabbed that, those little vacuums you can push around that don't have like the... Yeah. That's all Torin did for 3 hours.
Wow.
here, everyone must have grown up with somebody like this. I only had it for a short while in grade school, but like in 5th and 6th grade, there was this kid who was just going through the motions. Everybody knew he was a dead end, but they needed a place for him for 6 hours. He wouldn't write. He had turned all of his writing all assignments he did on like a note to self, dirty job style Norm Macdonald audio recorder.
I thought you were going to be a Mike Rowe thing.
No, like it was a fucking disaster. And this kid did not make it far because I ran into him later and it was a bad scene. But like, so the thing that points it out exclusively and almost irrefutably that this kid was not going to make it was...
Kayla, I will never go back to being a janitor. The teaching was... So, tell you what, Kayla...
He doesn't have to touch turds as a teacher.
9/10 of those kids... were fucking sweet as shit and wonderful. They were just first graders, so they were bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Because there was a new person in the classroom, and goddamn, he would listen to all of their stories no matter what.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so like the thing that set him apart, obviously, like the graphic depiction was like, hey, we're studying, as everybody does, Greek mythology. Everybody pick your favorite god, draw a big old picture with colors and shit all over it. So it's like lining, when like they do the MDS, like donate $1 and we'll put a shamrock on the wall. Yeah. It was like that. All of our pictures were up on these crisp, nice white pieces of art paper. Boom, boom, boom. And then there was one on a half torn piece of yellow legal pad. There was a stick figure covered in red ink that said war. And that's when I knew this kid was a dead end.
He was going to the army.
No, couldn't make it in the army.
That's impossible.
You'd think.
What about reserves?
Yeah.
Or guard?
But here's the thing. You know how there's a line of support after, like, if the president gets taken out, then the vice president, if that, then blah, 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 blah. And they have it for like 32 people out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is not a list long enough that would put him on it. So
Last person in America.
Yeah, like let's say everyone else was dead and he somehow emerged from his grotto after like throwing a few humps into his sex pillow, and he's Burgess Meredith at the end of it all. Then he could be trusted to run the country.
Now he's president.
Mm-hmm. And there was time now.
But like I said, it was hard to get them to sit down and do stuff, but there were definitely kids that were helpers. And I tell you what, guys, teachers can tell when you don't pay enough attention to your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like
they're looking for it.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing that's like so I don't know what it is about people who have a shit ton of kids who are like, it's fine, they'll have teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
They'll have
shit.
teachers and their siblings to pay attention to them.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna stick with the one, and even that's pushing it. Because sometimes I don't want to pay attention. Let's be honest. I'm gonna rely heavily on a teacher.
Yeah. But there was a little girl that, man, like, she was like, you have to sit next to me. I was like, no. Then I'm going to sit next to you. I was like, no.
So you're immediately dashing these kids' hopes, or was she just like one of those weird clingy kids?
She was a very weird, clingy kid. Like, she needed to be close to the teacher and have that recognition, which I understand. Because her parents obviously don't pay enough attention to her.
Yeah.
At the same time, we will not be doing that, child.
No, you can't give that to them because then they start to cling on to the teacher and you can't get shit done.
Yeah, but you're not the teacher after today.
Well, I did end up sitting next to her during computer class, so she was not disrupting
Yeah.
the computer teacher.
Andy, you have the perfect opportunity to set unreasonable expectations in children only to disappear, dashing those hopes forever.
So I have a question.
Like some sort of evil Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
So like when you sign up to do these sub classes and stuff like that, like after you're gone, can the teacher, the permanent teacher, like rate you, kind of like
They give you a Yelp
like
review.
a Yelp?
They can. They can give recommendations or not recommendations. If they don't give anything, then hey, why not?
Alright.
I mean, I guess, but it's like that Uber
I left her a note
society.
that said, "Hey, this place was kind of chaotic, but everything was fine. One kid skinned his elbow and then started chasing around a little girl, and that's the only time I had to yell."
I'm sure there are teachers out there who were like, this is information I need. But I guarantee when she got back, she saw that and was like immediately like,
Well, I started because I carry a first aid kit in my backpack, so I started digging for bandages. Turn around with I have one of them elbow bandages. He's chasing a little girl around with his elbow extended. I was like, "We do not play with blood."
one of my fondest memories is trying to infect people with bloodborne pathogens as a child.
Yeah.
I would run around with open wounds, just trying to get people to come into contact with
He
them.
did it on the carpet somehow.
Ugh.
Oh well, yeah, rug burns will get you.
But it was a big one, okay, kid,
Listen,
are you Mr. Glass?
let me tell you this: the kid that I have is constantly trying to destroy his body on things, either by lack of attention or whatever. He'll just fall to the ground like a sack of potatoes mid-walk.
So David, here's the point in the show where my wife has walked in, so we're gonna acknowledge her.
Hello.
But
Hello.
is she going to
We
be
need
saying
2 glasses
something?
and a bottle of wine.
Here's the thing, Andy. Let me clue you in. Since you said no video, you could have shut the fuck up. We would never have known, and the story could have continued.
Oh.
But now I forget what I was talking about because you had
And
to
you
acknowledge
demand to
your
be
wife
acknowledged.
getting wine.
Elliot falls all the time.
Oh yeah. So that's the thing.
Yes.
Kids are stupid and clumsy, and they will constantly. I don't know how many times it'll take before my kid stops using his head as an anchor.
Oh, they don't, David. They were doing it in first grade.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes they
Great.
never stop.
Awesome.
there was one kid who finished all of his assignments, and I said to him, "Do you want to read?" He goes, "I hate books," and whammed his head on the desk. I said, "Okay,
Elliot-
then you can just sit there, kid."
Elliot's gotten into this thing where he'll just smash his face onto anything. So like he'll just be sitting and then he'll just start hitting his face on a pillow, but then he does it on like the floor. And then
Yeah.
he looks at me when it gets hurt. I'm like,
He'll do this thing where he's got this Triceratops pillow and he'll like look at it and just sort of go limp and fall into it, like face first, like
That's fun. It's a pillow.
yeah, until
Yeah.
it moves.
or sometimes when he's like either tired or God knows why he decides not to look, and he does a 180 spin and plants his ass directly into the floor. And
That's
I'm like,
kid.
He's doing 6 stunts.
Yeah.
oh
He's
yeah,
like
it's
the
the
new Tony
sickest.
Hawk.
Like if you've ever seen a drunk person faint from a dead stand falling forward, that's a sick stunt. And I get to
And
see
here's
that
another-
every day.
Here's another
Awesome.
thing, David, is I've been taught all these strategies to help kids read.
But
Doesn't
you can't
help
lead
if
a
it's
horse
not
to
in your
water.
classroom.
Well, why?
Because I was like, "Oh, hey, let's sound this out." And the kid was like, "We've never been taught that. The teacher usually just puts stuff that we want to spell on a pad of paper, and then we just put it on our paper. Like, that's not teaching."
That's smart. I wish people only taught me the things I wanted to learn.
Right.
What kind
Like,
of
so, and
dumbass-
that's the class I'm currently in. And today I was like, "Hey, so I tried to do all your stuff that you taught me how to do, and the
But you're doing it wrong.
kids weren't having it because they hadn't been taught that." She's like, "They hadn't been taught that? What grade?" I was like, "First." She was like, "Uh-oh."
Oops.
Here's what I think. I think that there's a good chance you were gaslit because that's a game. I can't every time we would have a substitute teacher when I was young, of course we'd play stupid. Of course we would say, we don't know what assignments we have. We don't know what we're supposed to do.
I thought you
Because
meant that the teaching associate was gaslighting you.
Yeah, like
No. I mean, they might be too, but I mean, the kids are
Thinks he's a
definitely
teacher.
like, there's no way that kids don't know what is up. Like,
I mean, they are first graders, so I didn't know they didn't seem to know what was going on second to second.
Yeah, there's a fair chance that they might not have known what was up.
But simple concepts. Like, a teacher is not, like, a competent human adult in charge of small children is not going to make up things like a yellow book just so, like, to get a rise out of you. They're not going to be like, get the yellow book, Andy. Make him get the yellow book when there is no yellow book.
Wink,
You are not an electrician. This is not a job site, and I'm not sending you off for a hydraulic flex bender. Like, you're not. The teacher isn't being like, they have yellow books, fucker, and then leaving.
Well, no, it's. But David, what I'm saying is the kids might not have been gaslighting me. I'm just saying they're dumb enough that they might not have known that a book was yellow or what a book was.
Am I the only one who remembers being a child? I would have asked this literally to everybody I meet.
I never did.
I remembered being a child and fucking with subs. And even if I wasn't complicit in the fucking with subs because I felt bad, I was still a party to it and I witnessed it. Like, I all these people who are like, I don't know why these kids act this way. I know exactly why. Because you know why I remember being a child? My memory goes back further than when I had pubes. And all these people who are like, what are these kids all about? I know exactly what they're about. I was a kid.
You should be the teacher.
I should be. I'm gonna. Here's what I'll do. Here's how you get a teaching degree real quick.
Take
good. Thanks.
Here's how you should do it.
Wasting your time.
I'm ready.
Get a turtleneck. Tell kids that it's hard on the street and always sit with the back of the chair facing the other way.
Perfect.
According to Andy, apparently all you need to do is show up to the school and say, I'm here for the sub position.
That's true. I guess.
You just need to show up to the school and say, I'm here for cleaning the yard. Hi, I'm here to take your job.
Cleaning the yard.
Cleaning the yard.
Yeah.
Funny story. I had cleaned that school.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sure. And it must have been a wonderful homecoming. But again, Andy, if we're going to say that it's harder to be a teacher than to just sit in a backwards chair when you were able to pass without showing any credentials whatsoever.
God, he's right. All he has to do is be able to sign my name, except they don't know what my signature looks like.
Here, do you remember when we talked about this, and it's still true today, that if you own a hard hat and a vest, you can literally walk into any part of any building ever?
True.
Because people will straight up ignore you.
When there was a mall here that was being torn down that still had arcade machines in it, and I kept on telling Adam, if we had orange vests and a dolly and a clipboard,
we could just take one.
No one will ask you a single fucking question.
That's like if you walk through like a doctor, or not doctor's office, like a hospital
Dr. Pepper.
or something with just a white like coat on.
That's different because in a hospital situation, there is a chance that some hysterical family member or someone will be like, doctor, and then you'll be like, huh? Nobody.
Doctor, give me the news.
That everybody wants to talk
you
to
have a terminal case of loving me.
Yeah. Everybody wants to talk to a doctor. Nobody wants to talk to a dude in a reflective vest.
It's true. Like, you could get yanked into a surgery room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, nobody is going to be like, oh, finally, a guy with a hard hat and a vest. My problems are solved. And that's the thing. I can't tell you how many places I've walked into just being like, you know, I didn't know why I was there. Neither did they, but they let me right the fuck in. So
Hi, I'm here to fix the bank vault.
So, Andy.
Hi, I'm here to fix your iron lung. Hi, I'm here to fix the pipes. They call me Dr. Goodpipe.
Dr. Goodpipe.
They call me the plumber.
Unimaginative, but it gets the job done.
Oh no, that's my porno name.
But that's what I'm saying is like there are some instances, and you have just highlighted another one where you can walk in as long as you have an air of confidence, people will buy it. And a tweed blazer with leather patches on the elbows doesn't hurt either.
I do have a blazer. I didn't wear it.
Damn it, Andy.
You could have had them calling you Professor Andy.
I look like somebody's golf coach, honestly.
I can see that.
Call me Professor Andy, and you could have used that wheelchair.
Right.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Also, instead of like a button up, do a turtleneck under that baby. Turtleneck, tweed blazer.
Yeah, and then I'm Andy Warhol.
I mean, you're halfway there.
And then you sub for an art class.
There you go.
Yeah.
Draw this can, but don't draw the can.
Yeah, like be recognized for hack work is what you're getting at.
You need a different like ensemble for different scenarios. You could be the sub with 1,000 faces.
Yeah, like for that could be you, Andy. That could be your shtick. The sub with 1,000 faces. So you show up as regular Andy, but then it's math time, and you're Professor Andy. And then it's art time, and you're Andy Warhol. And then it's like geography time, and you're Christopher Andy Lumbus.
No, they go for more of an Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
But sure. I mean, the aesthetics will be there, but the theme seems off. Like, he's an archaeologist.
Yeah, but
Part-time.
if people see Christopher Columbus in the building, they're going to get mad and kick him out.
Yeah, and because Christopher Columbus was a monster.
If I were to see Indiana Jones in the building, I would have a few follow-up questions too, Adam. Let's be real.
I would be so stoked if he was there.
He's here.
Yeah.
I'd be ready to beat up some Nazis.
Right.
They ripped down the Columbus statue.
Okay,
that
I will grant you, yes, if Indiana Jones shows up to a school, yes, count me in for being curious. But we're talking about Andy in Indiana Jones costume. So, big difference. That someone will be calling security.
teach archaeology.
Part-time. Hey, how many things have you collected, Dr. Jones?
Carrie Fisher skeleton.
Oh God.
How many archaeologists do you think is in their like job description of like freeing an Indian enslaved caste?
Or melting Nazi faces.
Yeah, right.
And also bringing back 0 artifacts. I cannot stress that enough. He brings back 0 hard evidence of anything he's experienced.
museum.
Andy, you're fired.
And also, why is he
That's
Jimmy
fair.
Stewart?
I keep on skipping my professorness.
Here's Andy's impression. It's always Jimmy Stewart.
It's sort of an older Jimmy Stewart, I guess.
It's an angrier old Jimmy. It's Jimmy Stewart with modern day Harrison Ford's mentality.
Fair.
I mean, we all heard it. We were all there.
Yeah.
He's inhaled that stuff that makes your voice deeper.
Oh,
It's called cigars.
every time I see that get mentioned somewhere, I check the price of it. It's going down. Still not affordable enough to have on the
also
show.
Still do not inhale it because it is heavier than air and does not clear out of your lungs easy.
It's fine. We get hung upside down after we do it.
Well, yeah. No, what you do is you get 2 tanks. You get the helium, and then you get the whatever flora.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Then
Hydrofluorocarbon.
you inhale both of them and kind of like shake your body around, and then you exhale a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, when you both pass out.
It's $34 for a
no,
cubic
they're dead.
liter, and I feel like that's still a little too much just for like a one-off bit for the show.
I think that'd be a lot of fun, though.
When you could just get a voice changer for your microphone.
What?
I don't want you to die.
I'm not gonna. They did it on Impractical Jokers. I don't think I'm going to die.
I hate Impractical Jokers.
I wish they would die.
That means you don't like fun, Andy. I'm sorry, but you're a grump ass now. I may be a grump ass when it comes to video games, but if you don't like Impractical Jokers, you have 0 sense of humor about
let
funny
me ask
shit.
you-
Worst show.
Let me ask you 2 a question, and David, you're not allowed to say anything.
Okay.
Do you like Kenny versus Spenny?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Adam?
I like
Ah,
Kenny versus
shit.
Spenny. Not a fan of Impractical Jokers because I don't like... One, it was always on in the break room when I'm trying to do my fucking lunch at Target. And fucking, I don't like situations where it's like, hey, these guys are going to walk up to complete strangers and be douchebags.
Whatever. But here's the thing. Let's talk about Kenny versus Spenny for a
No,
minute
I don't
because
want to.
it's Kristen
I don't
doesn't
wanna.
she doesn't understand the dynamic. It's the ego versus the id.
Yeah, I don't care about that. They're both a bunch of fucking idiots.
But
I
that's
love-
the point. It's
I love the one where all they can eat is meat.
that one's okay. I've got one of my 2 favorites are Who's the Better Jew and Who is the Better Soldier.
See, I like Who Can Keep the Poop in a Diaper the
That
longest.
one's funny.
The
But-
fart one is funny.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, Kenny is your base. He is the basest, driven by instinct, and Spenny is this larger than life character who is adhering to morals that he doesn't even identify with or understand, but because they're imposed by society, he's holding that flag. And that's what's so funny about it is like Spenny is trying to adhere to the ideal of what humans should be according to the social contract, and Kenny is only interested in winning, casting aside all other social implication.
I hate them.
Oh, Adam, have you seen this show?
I had
It's
forgotten
great.
about it until you mentioned it a moment ago.
It's quite good. They used to have all of it on YouTube, but
Yeah,
I
they
assume
still do. They still do.
Okay.
It's on
Yeah,
Kenny
I
Hotz's
remember
YouTube
rewatch
channel.
it.
I don't think I ever actually watched it, but I think I remember you talking about it a lot.
there's some of it that's quite good. I had the DVDs because they were great to fall asleep to.
They are good. Listen, but that's the thing. If you can get past the annoying.
Look, I
part
like
of their
Impractical
personality.
Jokers. I like majority of Impractical Jokers. There's certain ones that I don't like that they do because it makes me uncomfortable that they're making
Get
people
up on that mic a
uncomfortable.
little better. Just a
I
hair.
can't
Throw
get any
the
closer to
Impractical Jokers in the garbage.
No,
Wait,
I
here they
like
go.
Joe. I like Q. I don't like Kenny and Spenny. I just cannot stand.
Well, I think I know why you don't, because the dudes on Impractical Jokers seem like friends, and Kenny versus Spenny, they fucking hate each other.
Well, and Kenny, whatever. I can't talk about.
He
them.
is
I
an
hate
actor.
Who is Kenny?
Kenny.
I guess technically, if you want to count being in one movie and like 2 shows.
What movie was it? Was it
The 40-year-old?
Zack and Miri
No, it was
Make a
Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Yeah, it was one of those Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was gonna say. I
Hey,
wonder
that
if he
movie's
was in a
good.
porno.
Eat me.
Sure, it's fine if you turn off your brain, but don't look any deeper. That's the thing. You guys were able to sail across that thin ice where I got sucked into like, uh-oh.
See, this is where David's like, maybe I'm just way deeper than everybody else. Maybe I'm just a huge douchebag that can't enjoy fun things. Maybe I'm just David. And those 2 other statements are folded into that.
Listen, I don't understand why my opinion that I need something deeper than just a surface level fart joke sometimes is an affront to your liking things that are awful. Like
Because of the way he says it. It's not like,
I
maybe if you
cannot-
can skate across fart jokes and you don't like literacy.
Maybe you just don't care about terrible things.
I'm not making implications. I have more than once praised your ability to like things without having to look any deeper into the plot holes. You guys can sail over shit that I wish I could because
he says it.
Yeah, it's the phrasing.
Say what?
It's the phrasing.
He's saying it right now.
I don't know how else to say it because you guys. Because
you guys can enjoy things that I don't like.
Here's the thing. Here's your review of a thing. It was good. Okay, great. I can't argue with that.
That's right, you can't, but still you find a way.
No. But only because every time I say, here's my opinion, Andy goes, grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. But then when the tables are turning, it's the same thing he's doing to me. It's just like,
But the way David phrases it every time is like, yeah, you guys can skate across shit river to lake shit.
Hey, David,
I never
how's that
said shit. I
salmon
said
treating?
thin
That's pretty
ice.
good. It's a Reuben. Oh, Reuben, huh? I wish I could like pieces of shit.
I don't know why my opinion is so important to you guys. We're like, I'm like, I don't like this. And you're like, how dare you, sir? I swear to God, I
you're
was
not just saying
invested
you
in
don't
that
like
female Ghostbusters, and you don't like it? You piece of shit. I watched it and mildly enjoy it, and you didn't like it, you motherfucker. That's
David,
me.
where did you post? Where did you post that thing about the Avengers on Facebook?
It's on the show page that you maybe should look into every once in a while.
Looking at it right now. Back to our favorite segment.
Facebook sucks a bunch of wet dicks and is for old people.
Who? Xbox?
Facebook.
So what should I do, Andy? I'm an old man.
Well, you should go to squarespace.com/FFOP and make your own.
So wait, websites are dead, Andy. I'm the old man, and you're like, get a website? Like, who visits a
Nobody
website?
looks at websites that could be social media.
Yeah, I don't think I've gone to like a website that wasn't my own in maybe a decade.
And PS,
Because
we have
everybody's
a
got an
website.
app. Everybody's got apps.
Is it the group or is it the going away
It's
page?
the page.
Probably on the going away page.
Oh, the going
Which
away
probably
group.
won't be going away. I'm just going to leave it and not bother. So whatever. But yeah, so do you want me to just tell you the post, Andy, so you can quit looking?
Here, no, I have it here right for you. And here's the phrasing.
Okay.
I'm actually already rethinking buying the Avengers in a year.
That's true.
The servers will be depopulated, the company will have long since stopped supporting it, and I never really got the taste for bland shit
It's true.
like my cohorts of the show have.
Yeah. I mean, you guys do like bland things, so I have to agree with what I said there.
Calling it bland things would be nicer than how you just phrased it.
And that's the
Oh,
and David's
bland
like,
shit,
why do you
sorry.
why do you hate my opinion? And it's always because he's like, well, that was a bunch of bull crap.
Right, but me attacking Marvel's Avengers, I obviously mentioned you guys, so yeah, I do. I will admit that was a dig at you guys, but mostly for comic effect. But my shit against the Avengers doesn't affect you guys personally. Like, whether or not Captain America wears his Verizon costume for every shill out there from here to Christendom, it doesn't matter.
Wi-Fi instead of the star.
Like if
5G.
If you can get into the Hulk in a big Verizon onesie and not see any like irony or any like shallowness or any cheapness in that, great, good. I can't.
Yeah, you got us, Dave. You got us dead to rights, I guess.
I'm just saying.
No. Everything I've ever watched is crap.
I'm not saying it's crap.
Sallow, which did have crap.
No,
Yes.
don't get me wrong. But that's the great thing about it, guys, is I can call your shit crap, you can call my shit crap, and guess what? It's still the same shit. It doesn't change it. My only thing is like, if someone attacks the thing I like, I'm like, yeah, I see the flaws. Don't get me wrong. I see the flaws in the things I like too. But
Tell us something you like, David. Let's talk about something you like.
We've been friends for.
Was it Christmas? I hate Christmas.
Yeah, let's talk about the things I like. What could they be?
David doesn't like Catan.
You know, stupid dinosaurs.
I like Monster Hunter, and I like dinosaurs, and I like Hulk is a nice. If you don't want to get too deep into it, it's not bad.
Likes crystals. He likes meteorites. He really likes meteorites.
I mean, I wouldn't say I like. I wouldn't say I like
same.
crystals. I like minerals, maybe.
Yeah, Andy.
Crystals are minerals.
Shut up.
I know, but not all minerals are in crystalline form. Is what I'm getting at.
It's
So
true. Yes.
I'm saying we should expand.
Some of them are
that.
ferrous.
Some of them are ferrous, and some of them are non-ferrous.
That's a good point, Andy. Thank you.
Most meteorites are ferrous. Because here's the thing.
Some of them are Camerons.
I've been going here. You wouldn't talk about some of the things I know about. Going through that class of the Museum of Natural History. So far, I've learned about like the first billion or so years of the Earth, some space stuff, some meteorite stuff, and we're basically at the end of the Cretaceous at this point, learning about the Ice Age mammals. But
okay.
I don't know, but that's the thing. That's not pop culture. If you want something that I like that's pop culture that you can pick apart, Altered Carbon I love.
Didn't watch it. I did see it's not getting another season.
I don't hold that
That's
against
fine.
them because the second season was such a departure from the first.
Yeah, I freaking love the first season. The second season, I was like,
The first season was like dead nuts.
yeah.
You know a show like that Adam and I watched was American Gods.
Yeah.
First season was fucking kick-ass. Second season was kind of like, okay, I see you guys can't afford sets.
Yeah, I don't get that. There are so many, like, there are some things out there that break my rule that is typically by the third season is when every show will get their legs. By the third season, everybody's warmed up. The chemistry is there. All the weird shit that was in the pilot in the first few seasons are gone. So the third season, I say, is typically the best season of a TV show. But there are things like Altered Carbon and The Haunting of Hill House who just like blow the doors off of everybody's shit season one, and then, or like Stranger Things was another one where the follow-ups are lesser of
they
the
weren't bad.
returns.
For
Well, I mean, I
Stranger
can
Things,
say
I
they're
thought
bad.
the second season was weaker, but the third season was stronger.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to say they're bad, but
Well,
they had that
second
sort
one.
of fresh or the sophomore slump.
13 Reasons Why 100% went downhill for me, in my opinion.
Because they were
after
trying to
first
stretch
season.
the content beyond the original source material. And I think that was my problem with Altered Carbon is like the first one was tonally correct. They cut out a lot of stuff, obviously. But in the second one, if you are going to change the character,
Literally everything.
But not only that, in the books they were different too because you get put into storage and you wake up 35, 200, 500 years later or whatever. I get that. But if you go into the tube as Joel Kitterman, you know, a stoic badass, you can't pop out 35 years later just because they put you in an African-American guy's body, turn up the urban. Like you would still be you. I get the fact that you want to show your flavor of the character, but you're playing a character that already exists and has like a foundation.
Personality.
Yeah. And that's why I still watched it, but I think the second season sucked.
Yeah. That first season was awesome.
But
I think like Handmaid's Tale has been pretty good, like been pretty even. Like I don't think it went up and down. I think it just kind of, it's just a weird show.
Yeah.
That just compels you, but you don't really want to watch it. But
that's
to.
the thing. The things that compel you should be the things that keep you sticking around. Like if something doesn't seem right, and you look into it deeper, that can be rewarding. But I can't turn that off. So if I watch something that's like, for instance, we're watching Cobra Kai for a dissection coming up later. It is about as surface level as you can get. So I'm actually now being forced.
Oh, I've heard it's wonderful.
It's if you took every cliche known to man and put them in a blender and then put the contents of that blender into a pen and you put that pen into a gun and you shot that gun against a piece of paper on a wall, you would write Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Like I don't.
Awesome.
I don't mind it. I kind of enjoy it only because one, it's different than the bullshit that we usually watch, and I don't know. I like that kind of.
As much as I want to rail about it, I will point out that it does have some positive points. That being Johnny.
Johnny Cobra Kai.
Johnny, what's his last name?
Lawrence.
Johnny Lawrence.
Well, he was an interesting sort of like there was more to him in the movie if they had wanted to write more to that movie.
That's why I don't understand people's connection to the Karate Kid. Because Daniel's son, let's not talk about the Cobra Kai show. Let's talk about the movies exclusively because I don't want to ruin anything for people who want.
I'm giving you 10 minutes, David. Then we gotta go.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. So I guess during the Karate Kid, Daniel's son is handed literally everything. Like he's just an asshole. Daniel LaRusso is a dickhead, and
I suppose he is. I mean,
and for some reason, the 80s shined upon him, and he's a dickhead throughout. Not only is he a dickhead, but he gets worse as time goes on, because I just watched and reviewed number 3, in which he is the dumbest and most entitled at the same time. And I feel like
Mr.
Miyagi...
There's a thing about that.
Okay.
Is I'm going to compare this. We were just watching Thundercats. Old Thundercats.
Do they have new Thundercats?
They do.
Yeah.
There's several new Thundercats. But in the 80s, there seemed to be this thing where at once a hero was supposed to be like, oh, look, it's this guy that we can totally relate to. And also he's kind of an entitled douche.
Yeah.
Where if you look at Lion-O, in one episode he's like, I'm the Lord of the Thundercats. Look at me, I'm so wonderful. And in the next episode, Snarf is running into the next room going, oh, Lion-O has his finger stuck in the toaster. And Lion-O's in the fucking cafeteria going, why is this not obeying me?
Yeah, and you do make a good point, because He-Man, She-Ra, all the G.I. Joe cartoons, all the things in the 80s were like, they weren't underdogs. They were overdogs exerting their will over people, evil
They
people.
were incredibly stupid overdogs, just kind of like Daniel LaRusso.
Right, and that's my problem with these movies, is like, I don't understand why these people are sticking to Danny, because everything he does is stupid. Like in the third one, he climbs into the devil's asshole to steal a $10,000 bonsai tree that later gets fucked up by the bullies who have literally been hounding his ass the whole movie. And no matter how many times Daniel's son physically and or metaphorically assaults Mr. Miyagi, he takes it, turns the other cheek, and is like, someday, Daniel's son, God, I hope. And spoiler alert, watching Cobra Kai, you failed, Mr. Miyagi. Sorry.
Oops.
I wish you had tried with a different student, because this was a dead end.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate Daniel
Pat
LaRusso.
Morita, I'm sorry.
I love Pat Morita. Like, here's the thing. Watching Karate Kid 3, all the Mr. Miyagi parts were so beautiful and savory. It was like having to eat an entire box of styrofoam packing peanuts to get to like a little Lindor chocolate in the middle. That's what Danny is. What a dickhead. I hate him. I did like how, though, that he kept getting his dick knocked in the dirt because Mr. Miyagi's like, go hit on that girl. And he's like, okay. And she's like, want to go on a date? And she goes, sure. And then when he shows up for the date, she's like, oh, yeah, I know. Sorry. We talked like literally, 18 minutes ago. I made up with my boyfriend. I'm selling this place. I'm selling the pottery store that I run. And I'm moving back to Ohio. In 18 minutes, bitch. And then Danny's like, oh, okay, cool. So here are the tickets to the dance club. Fuck you, Danny, you piece of shit. All right, so
look, Ralph Macchio couldn't get any other work.
Yeah, well, whatever, obviously, because he went from like Karate Kid 1, 2, 3, then he did Crossroads and disappeared until Cobra Kai.
Wow.
But anyway, into much like Kreese, but whose real name is it's something close. It's something close. Moral of the story, guys. Let's start wrapping it up because Andy's giving us a bedtime.
Look, my wife has been at work all day and now she's exiled to another room. I'd like to let her out.
You know, don't you have like a little bag of treats or like a bell?
No.
Yeah, she's got a water bottle in there.
Yeah, give her a water bottle and one of those big hamster wheels, Andy. Get over it. Do you guys want to plug anything or do you want to recommend anything?
Don't have any plugs.
All right. Well, I've got some plugs, obviously, if you are a fan of this show and or
hair plugs.
And hair plugs. I take the hair from my ass and I put it in my head, which I always was confused about until they showed me, yeah, it is terrible because they're still curly. Anyway, guys, if you want to support a charity, buy the Be Like Popeye stuff in our merch store. All the proceeds of that go to the Heart Rescue Homeless Animal Rescue Team here in Arizona. We do have the new Flamingo Friday inspired logo in the store that you can pick up, obviously. There's no more.
I do want to get a shirt.
Yeah, I'm so happy with this new Flamingo logo. I cannot.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I wanted Vaporwave, and I got Vaporwave. Mm-hmm. Plus, it's the 90s, bitch. And with this 90s nostalgia wave about to break on the shores of an eager, open-mouthed public, now's the time to strike.
Open mouth.
What are they doing on the beach like that?
I'll leave that for you to decide. So yeah, come by.
Give me a vaporwave.
There should be links in the description of this video for all of that. So if you buy the Popeye stuff, you'll be supporting homeless kittens and puppies. If you buy the Flamingo stuff, you'll obviously be supporting Flamingo Friday, which today is. You know, the Facebook, obviously, we're on Twitter, our Instagram. If you know where to find. Oh, if you want, come by the Discord server, obviously, which is fun. We're always talking about stuff. I guess that's it. Am I forgetting anything, dudes? It's Halloween soon. Oh, I'll plug.
Got it.
So what?
What?
Oh, go ahead. So here's what I'll also plug. If you're watching this live, in 3 days, on Monday, we were doing the 90s commercial watch party. I've got a long-ass playlist of 90s commercials. We're going to watch them and break them down together. And really, if I play my cards right, I think this could be the tipping point for the wave of 90s nostalgia. So we'll see what happens there. Also,
you said Monday? Wait.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday at 7:30, we're going to be watching 90s commercials. I'm excited. And not only that, we'll be getting chunks of basically, because the channel I found with all the videos is just like obviously VHS rips of these old commercials. And they're from all over the country, from coast to coast. So you get all the little weird niche local stores and shit. I love that stuff. So that's going to be awesome. And what else? Oh, the Halloween episode. I want to plug that especially. Halloween night, 6:30. We are putting together a Halloween special. We're going to be talking about spooky movies. I'm going to be in a costume. It's going to be taking place in a haunted house. So mark your calendars. There's an event on the Facebook page. Be there. I'm going to put everything I can into this Halloween special because Halloween deserves a new Garfield Halloween special. But don't get me wrong.
Oh, God.
Garfield will not be there. I can't afford.
Well, there is going to be
We've brought Lorenzo Music back from the dead.
Yeah, he's a zombie.
Dalton
we've got a spirit board. We're going to see if we can get a hold of him.
We will have a cat. So
Kayla says, I believe watches in the 90s were called swatches. So this is a 90s swatch party?
Swiss watch. I remember doing Timex. They would put a Timex on the front of a boat and they would ride it around and be like, takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
Not to extend the show, but swatches cost so much and looked
Swiss
so
watch.
bad.
Because it was the reliability, I imagine. It was like a Swiss Army knife brand watch, but everybody loved them. I'll stick with my my Seiko is one of my favorites, and Fossil makes a few good watches, but Swatch, that takes me back. 90s
I remember
watch
Fossil
party.
used to be a big one.
Still is, going strong.
I have a good one.
So yeah, 90s party Monday. Halloween special. Halloween, obviously.
On Halloween.
Gotta find someone to do me up some horror host makeup. I'm
Bleh.
He doesn't want his wife to do it apparently, so.
Well, no, because I want some. Obviously, if I just wanted to look like a corpse, I would come to you and you could like make me pale. But what I want is like someone to make it look like the flesh of my face was ripped off and this is all raw muscle and my eyeball is just sort of rolling around a black socket.
Mm-hmm.
Make him look like Freddy Krueger, Krista.
Yeah. I can
Use
do that
fire.
with my nails.
Welcome to our
For
Halloween
real.
special, bitch. Welcome to prime time. Oh man. So if you're still there, Kayla, which I'm sure you are,
Yeah.
Kayla's writing me up a list of puns for the Halloween special.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna have
Ooh,
them all
Aiden.
on note cards. That part I might be excited about the most. So we'll see how it shakes out.
I'll
But-
write them out for you because your handwriting is terrible.
Obviously. But guys, thanks for showing up, dudes. Adam and Andy coming to the show.
us.
We can show up.
Thank you to everyone who showed up in the chat room and everyone who will watch in the future. Because I know a lot of people have lives and children and cannot watch during these live sessions. So thank you in advance for in the future. Guys, I think this has been a success as usual. The FFOP 5 went
Always.
swimmingly.
Another home run, boss.
Another home run. So, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time on Until My Battery Dies. Nighty night.
Bye.
Good night.